This is one of the ways that you can utilize your pelvic floor weight. So once you've selected the appropriate weight to start with, which for most people is the lightest weight in our set of 4, you want to put a little bit of water-based gel on the tip and insert it into the vaginal entrance. No more than 2 to 3 centimeters inside, because we're aiming for it to sit on that superficial and first layer of the pelvic floor. You put it in really deep, kind of like, where a tampon would sit. Sometimes the vaginal tissue can just be what holds it in. We want the muscle to be working. So it shouldn't be uncomfortable, but you should still be able to feel it and have that awareness that something's in the vagina. So you've popped it in, it's sitting on the pelvic floor, it's comfortable. If you can tolerate it and if it doesn't fall out, you can then get up into standing. For some people, you have to start in sitting, or some people even lying, and really work on that coordination and that awareness of the pelvic floor weight. But if you can keep it in, you come up into standing. Maybe the first time you use them, you do that for 10 minutes. So you put the weight in, you get up into standing, and you just go about your day-to-day activities. You might cook a meal, do your washing, whatever it is. 10 to 15 minutes might turn into 15 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes might turn into 30 minutes, and so on. Normally more than like 35 minutes is enough for most people. At the end of that period of time of just having it in, which just increases the tone of the pelvic floor, it encourages it to be a little bit on, you can then do your set of pelvic floor exercises. So you might do your inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, inhale, lower, or you might come up and hold, squeeze, lift for 8 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever is appropriate for you. And we do post daily pelvic floor exercises on both Instagram and TikTok if you want something to follow along with, but you can actually do your Kegel and your weighted exercises with the ball in as well. So you might use it just to do your day-to-day activities, and then potentially also for your pelvic floor exercises. At that point, you can then remove the weight by just pulling gently on the string, or some people will prefer to grip the weight as you remove it from the vaginal canal, whatever is comfortable, but you can just pull on the string. There's no suction involved in these ones. And then you put it away, give it a wash, and then again, use it either the next day, or for most people, you have a day break in between, and then you do it again the day after. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example, is a nice routine. You could also use it to do Pilates, to do some yoga, to go for a walk. It really depends on your goals and why you're using it. And a pelvic floor physio who's trained in internal vaginal exams and in using pelvic floor weights can kind of help guide you to be what's most appropriate for you and your individual circumstances. But that's just one example of how you might use it. So you could use it for daily activities, to go for a walk, Pilates, etc., or to do your designated Kegel and pelvic floor exercises. If you have any questions, drop them below.